This is where we started in New Jersey. It was wonderful. Some family there let us use their dock for a little while there. Absolutely fantastic folks, wonderful people, and we just really love the cruising lifestyle. You meet these wonderful people that let you use their docks and things like that. This year's when we started. Basically, we cut into the ocean. The winds weren't predicted to pick up till about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which was fine because we were gonna be at our location by about 3, so we had time to get over there, which we did get there. But in the end, as you'll see it later on in this video, disaster did strike us. We did survive it, but you can enjoy these beautiful scenes. We're doing between 5 and 7 knots at time on this beautiful wave. I was motor sailing. I had the motor going because I wanted to beat the incoming bad weather, so I didn't want to be out there with such a small window. There's New York City in the background. How beautiful it is. Right here I got my fishing pole going, just trying my luck. There's the broken rudder, snapped clean off. Hello guys, I gotta tell you a story. I don't screw up too often, but occasionally when I do, it's major. So anyways, we were coming into Long Island, Sweet Pea's taking us trip. Got across, made the cut from New Jersey across the open ocean to come on over here. Weather was great. We waited 3 days for a good weather window. We got it, we took off. In the evening, it got blowing 20 knots, but we were almost into the entrance at Jones Inlet. And about 5 miles out, the rocking got pretty bad, and my rudder broke, snapped clean off. That's the weak point on these Aquarius sailboats. It's got a rudder that pivots up in the middle like this, and it's got all this rudder down below and a little piece that holds it. So I'm going to replace it. I meant to replace it anyway, so it was no big deal that it broke. But that broke, so I had no steering. So basically, I had to grab this motor, put the motor in the water. This pipe wasn't on this motor. I had to grab the motor because when this is down, I can't steer it. So I had to hold the motor here and sit here and try and steer. And since we were coming into the inlet, since the waves had built up, there was a lot of surf coming across it. And I was trying to find a break in the surf to squeeze in between and cut through. And I was looking and looking, but I can't see over the front of the boat because I have to hold this back here and try and steer it and go like this and what have you. So before you know it, I was inside the surf zone, which wasn't good. So a big wave came over the back, came in here, broached the boat. Fortunately, Sweet Pea's built really tough, so it did go sideways and get thrown like this, like you see on TV in the Hollywood, you know, these idiots that do stupid things on YouTube. Well, yeah, I became a member of the idiot club. But Sweet Pea's got a lot of ballast on the bottom. It's really strong. So it went sideways, did like that. Before I could recover and grab the motor and point it back into the ocean, second wave came along, hit it again. The water came over the top here, came over here, and basically, I was prepared for a little bit of water coming in. So I got this board, it goes here. It prevents any water from coming in. The problem is the water was above this level. The wave literally came in and dumped about 4 inches of water inside the boat. But inside here it's compartmentalized, so that's not a problem. It, you know, contained it here. Annoying, but not good. This was full to here with water. It was draining out the scuppers, not a problem. Anyways, the motor stalled. I don't know why it stalled. And when it stalled, I got it started, but the problem was this. Come back over here again. This design of motor, when it's in forward, and you tilt it up, there's clicks, and at certain, well, I can't tilt it up because this is there, but basically it clicks at a certain spot and stops, and you can't get it back down unless you go all the way up. Well, being the waves were coming so quick, I didn't have time to run it up and run it down because they were continuous. So in the 45-degree angle, I just grabbed it, watched the waves coming because there was a front like this, so I could see left and right. I couldn't see ahead of me. Just steered it as best I could, floored it once I got it started. This has got the steering and the shifting and the handlebar, which I hate, because you got to be in neutral and you got to feel this. You got to feel this center point to get that center place. Well, when the boat's jostling and jumping and the surf of the noise is going like that, and every time a wave would come, I had to hang on here to make sure I wouldn't get pitched overboard because it went over about 80 degrees. It was literally almost smashed into the water. I finally got, and you got to push this button to release the throttle if you want to get that to work. There's just no time for that. So I did manage to get started with a little choke. Slapped it in gear. Once I heard it running, barely, I felt it, really didn't hear it. Floored it. I sat here and just kept it going straight into the waves. And of course, Sweet Pea does great into the waves, so it just, you know, my feet were in water up to here, which kept it back down the bow high, and off we went, boosh, boosh, boosh. When I finally got it far enough out that I was in deep enough water that I wasn't into the breaker zone anymore, me and my right paralleled the beach, and then Cody, my sweetheart here that's holding the camera, she came along and started bailing. We got all the water out and everything was soaked, but we dried it all out. We went down about 10 miles. I held the motor. I didn't have this pipe on it, so but I was just holding it here and steering it like this basically. You loosen this here and you go like that. And we got to went in a different inlet that had a deep water channel. It also had surf and waves, but as long as you stayed in the deep water channel, the waves as they came, they would release for a second, they would start up on the other side. So I just stayed to the right of that, stayed in the deep water. Cody did a great job of keeping me in the channel. She was watching the GPS, I was watching the waves, and as a team effort, she would tell me left, right to keep me in the water. And I could just see what was breaking left and right. And in we went. Once we went in, it was just like this, calm, flat. The whole nightmare ended just as quick as it started. And we hung everything out to dry, dried the floor, dried everything, dried the compartments. And then the next day I put this little bracket on here, and this is how I'm steering now. I can't sail anymore until I get the rotor fixed, which it's fine that the rotor broke. It was going to be replaced anyways. And that was our horrible, disastrous entry into Long Island the day before the last trip. Sweet Pea almost bit it, but it's a tough boat. I built all of those security methods, systems into it to prevent it from capsizing all the way low on the floor. It all locks to the floor. Everything's compartmentalized. It did everything it was designed to do. Amazingly, I make my boat stupid proof. So when I'm stupid, the boat is still good proof. It got another good test. Thank God to Sweet Pea and my sole determination and stubborn hearted that I wasn't about to let my boat end up on the beach and someone else having a wonderful YouTube moment. I grabbed this son of a bitch and I says, we're going out again, like it or not. And out we went. Oh yeah, so anyways, by the time I got out deep enough in the deep water, at that point they did stop the motor, run it up and down so it'd be deep in the water and continue on our trip. That's what happened. So now Sweet Pea is going to live a happy life here in Long Island at my brother's house for a while. We're going to return back to Mexico on the trawler. And the next bunch of videos you're going to see probably after this, I'm going to the Annapolis Boat Show, will be trawler life for a while. And maybe I still have a lead on my 40-foot sailboat. Do have that one listed for sale, but that's taking a while to sail. So there might be some more sailboat sailing stuff with a leader. Thanks for watching, guys. That's the story. Here's the boat drying out all the stuff. There's the interior carpet. We had to pull it out and set it out to dry. It's miserable out there today, blowing 20. A little bit cold. So I brought my stove in. Excuse my knee. And we're cooking inside. In a little bit I'll make the bed, clean up this area, and it's very nice and warm. That red trifold, that's a wonderful mattress. And here's a picture of the snapped rudder where it broke right off. You know, it's not braced enough in my opinion. There's the inside core. There's a metal rod that snapped off that broke in there. And there's the two pieces that go together. You can see what they look like. Again, the two pieces. And there we are, arriving at our next stop. It's a race. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And now we're here in Long Island, and this is it. Next adventure will be down south. Talk to you again. See you later.